Let me just speak from the heart. With this weather that's coming right now in Texas, it has helped me to really zoom in on what truly matters. For instance, with this weather coming, it has helped me to think like all the stuff you have to protect. As I was out in HEB and Lowe's and watching people just go crazy grabbing the same things, I was just in there thinking like, wow, if we didn't have these things, this stuff to protect, we wouldn't have anything to protect but ourselves and of course our immediate family. Like we with this weather come, it wouldn't even bother you if you didn't own anything. Like we own the house, we own the cars, we own the so-called property and all these different things that we're trying plants and all outside we're trying to put buy something to cover them to protect them when all this stuff was naturally free. So when I sit there and I thought, and one of the big things that had me thinking was, imagine the people who are homeless or the ones who don't have. We could find ourselves feeling so sorry for them or saying like, oh man, poor them. They're not even experiencing true shelter, have somewhere to go and lock the doors. They're sleeping on the sidewalks. But the freedom of what they do have might be actually nothing. It's crazy. I sit here and I'm just like, like when you look at something and you're looking at it from one perspective, like the news is like, oh, bunker down, it's gonna be a treacherous one, and you like you get caught up in that and you're like, oh, for real, you're right. Let me go hurry up. And what do I need to do? What do I need to secure? What? And then once you kind of get out of that and they keep saying the same thing, one saying it's not bad, one saying it's going to be bad. It's like, if your mind is not fixed on Jesus, you'll lose your mind trying to secure all these things and all these what ifs. And something might not even happen, or it might. But imagine all the storms and the hurricanes and the natural disasters people go through. And they rebuild. And then it's back to normal and we don't even hear anything about it. But some people lost loved ones. Some people never got it fixed. Some people still got tarps on their roofs. Some people don't even have a home. And they've been paying so much insurance. Wind is insurance. Then hail is another insurance. And then if you don't have the right coverage, if something happened to your home, you're only hoping that it could cover your house. I remember we were living in this neighborhood once. And a lot of storm, the barrel one when it came through. And some people lost the whole siding of their house. Some people lost roof shingles. It was torn off. Trees, trampolines was in other yards, mangled up and all this stuff. And I'm like, the amount of money we're paying for these homes, that stuff shouldn't even, that was just wind. That wasn't even a hurricane. They said it was supposed to be a storm or something. So, and it was like a category 1. And it did that type of damage. And there were weeks and months. If I go over there now, I'm quite sure they probably still have people with tarps on their roofs. And that was a wake up for me. I was like, this house ain't safe. You could hear the wind blowing through it and power out, and the rain was falling and leaking through the moisture ventilator and all kind of stuff. I was just like, house is built lousy. But let me get back on topic because I could tend to ramble. When you sit there and you think, like, I'm really sitting here thinking in my mind, like, and I tell my wife all the time so she's not blindsided, but I'm like, one day, and it's coming real soon, where I just be like, you know what? They can have all this stuff back. Like, I don't need it. Because you find yourself striving. And you're like, oh, if I get the big house, I can imagine what it feel like. And I was a kid thinking this, striving for all these things all my life, and finally attained it. And I don't know, big balling out type thing, but there's like a comfortable, decent life. And I find myself like, what's next? Like, I serve God. Without God, I wouldn't have no sanity. But luckily I was able to find God in the right time. And so he gives me peace. He gives me the understanding. He fills me with all wisdom. But it just had me thinking like, God couldn't want me to be sitting here striving for things and stuff. And what's the next goal in life? I think honestly is to be outdoors in nature, hiking, watching his natural beauty, the mountains, and, just venturing the world and seeing how much world is out there. Some people spend their whole life in one state, one country, and never go nowhere else. When I got with my wife, she said, I want to travel. And I think she wanted to stay home and, keep God in the center of everything. And we were able to check all that off. The traveling part, not so much. I kick and scream because I'm like, I'm just watching the budget. Like, we got this and we got that mortgage and we got. But man, to me, it's all a trap. And I'm watching countless of videos of people downsizing. I'm watching videos of people who escaped the matrix. I'm watching videos where people talking about they just sold it all and whatever they could fit in a backpack, that's what they did. And I'm like, I walk around the house sometimes and I'm just looking at all the things that we don't use. I'm just walking around, just the beauty of going out in the backyard and watching the birds fly and stuff like that gives me joy. Like most of the time, the things that give me so much joy is outside of my family, of course. But none of this stuff, like you don't reach a level in your life of these stuff and materialistic things and be like, yeah, boy, I'm just so content. It helps you to do more. And that's the freedom that maybe I now put my mind on. It was never the things. It was always the freedom of having the unlimited income to be able to travel the world. Go Disney World if you want to experience that. Go take the kids out on magical adventures and excursions and all these different things. That is what I search for. But if you take anything from this message, if you are out here striving to get a home, striving to get the multiple cars, the name brand stuff, I would just hope that you would come across this video and you would see that you could kind of pause and switch mindset and be like, that's not what I'm going for. It's the freedom to be able to do whatever you want and experience life. Like we get the experience of buying the thing and then we get home and we don't want it. We don't spend too much time on it. Or the experience of shopping on Amazon, knowing one day shipping and it comes there and then you 2-3 days before you even open it, because it was the experience, the dopamine hit of ordering it and going to the restaurants. Now when we go out, we went out yesterday and we go out to the restaurants. Those are the moments that's so enjoyable. Of course, until it's time to pay. But to go in there and they treating you so nice. Hey, how can I help you? And it's the experience, it's the environment. When we go to a hotel, same thing. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. James, is how you being treated. Man, less stuff, more experiences. That's my mindset for this year. And I really want to just get to the point of, I'm really thinking about just start giving off stuff, selling off things. And just this year, I'm used to just, I can't tell you all because before the Lord work it, but going in that direction of just like I'm flying and I'm flying so low, but I want to fly a little higher. So I have to start throwing stuff off for me so I could be able to go a little bit higher, excel, And that's where my mindset is at. And I tell my wife all the time because she's like kind of worried with me. I'd be like, oh, I'm good, I'm content. She's like, you sure? But any moment is like, let's pack up, let's try it. This ain't it. And that's what I feel like you should try at least in life. You try it, you want to experience it. This is an experience. It was a wonderful experience. But now it's like this chapter is closing. And I always feel and I know when God is speaking because it's like a knowing in me and a nudging feeling. And it's like, and then when I try to ignore it, it's like, but I'm staying content for now. I'm content, but I'm staying put for now. But this year, definitely, if we don't make a move, it's just decluttering, using up what I use up, and really breaking down what I truly need in life, And all the things that have been holding me back and keeping me from moving and doing and being agile, gotta go. And I hope it goes to a good home. But I would hope it don't find your home because you need to be free and free yourself of the things that's been holding you down and creating the excuses to why you can't. I pray that you're blessed by this message. It finds you on your timeline and you actually stop to listen. Love y'all. Thanks for all the support. And until next time, peace.